Everyone, I'm just making a video now about relationships and how we transition through relationships. We're all a part of the fluidity of that which is life. We have people around us who are diverse that cause us to decipher preferences for ourselves and how we want to operate as we move forward, especially as we learn and go through life. I've got a friend, Jayu, who was my friend at uni, still is my friend. He's currently in China, so we haven't been able to talk, but he, I suppose, yeah, just a bit about relationships in general. So he's a very dear friend of mine, and relationships, they do come and go. For example, he is now in China and not here. I'm in Melbourne now. We make our own individual choices with relationships. Muhammad is another relationship that God wanted to bring to the forefront, but a lot of gay people never even date anyone. They're promiscuous, and they sort of just have their own group of friends and they do their own thing in their own time. I don't see an issue with it. It's up to the individual as to how they operate. So relationships are transient and fluid if you want them to be. They can be permanent if you want them to be. But I'm learning in the value of keeping people around. That's one thing I will say. Don't push people away, because that is your fear, and often you do have to come back into another lifetime. If you if you've distanced yourself from relationships, especially if you've held grudges against someone and you just distance yourself and don't talk to them, you have to actually come back to reconnect with them so that you learn unconditional love. So it's best to just try. Who cares if you come back in another lifetime? It's supposed to be fun to exist on Earth, so it doesn't really matter if you do come back, but it's not ideal because you want to feel good all the time, don't you? So embrace other people now instead of later, basically, is all I would say. So, say if you want to go to Melbourne for yourself, like what I did from Adelaide, that's fine. But keep in contact with your family members, as an example. Look, if it's really unpreferable, it doesn't really matter. Respect is the number one principle you need to operate by. So if you're running a business and you're dealing with someone that's just not a good fit, for example, you're well in new grounds to just make a statement that you'll know what to say from your information platform. That's how you're going to know. That's how you learn to deal with other people, basically. It's always, when you work with your information platform, you will know what to say. You'll know how to deal with other people. My content is really good because it's more knowledge that you're going to gain, that you're going to draw wisdom from as you communicate with people and help people. Project management, that was all about communication. Communication is paramount. I had a lecturer that was really big on communication. He's a project manager, and he was just, I found him really inspiring. He's a real energizer, a motivational person, and I find he was one of my role models at uni. He believed in me, and he always talked about communication and how it was paramount to project management. I would say it's also paramount just in collaborating with humans in general. It really bridges gaps, and that's what Spirit are very big on, communication. So that's why they have me on Facebook sitting there being assertive, and that's one of the spiritual virtues that, for us to be a strong soul, to be assertive, because when you're a vessel, when you're an open vessel, you're utilizing your soul, your truth, and that's the most authentic version of you. So being independent as a spirit is one thing that will make you happy. That really is self-love. And if you're having fun, that's God's condition. If you're not, you need to reassess. But that's what I try and do. So where was I going with that? Relationships, yeah. So relationships are fluid. So there's no rules with relationships. They can come and go, and Spirit are very big on upending relationships if they're not right and moving you forward, because what's the point? If it's not right, what are you doing there? That would be their argument. There's no point. It's hurting people by staying there if it's not correct. So you're actually doing more damage than what it would if you upended the relationship and left. But as you grow and become more wise, you'll learn that hurt is irrelevant because you've learned the oneness concept. That's one thing in that Law of One by Ra. It'll tell you about healing. One of the statements in there, if you research healing in the search bar, it'll say healing. Once you learn the Law of One, it goes along these lines. You won't get hurt anymore because you'll understand everything is one whole. When you understand that, that's when true healing actually occurs. So that's when you won't get hurt by people, and that's when you won't push them away. You'll keep them around, and you'll have more compassion and understanding for them. And when you have more compassion and understanding for them, you're just going to be, from your place of wisdom, you're going to know about them. And from your place of wisdom, they'll actually start liking you instead of not liking you, because you accept them and then they will accept you. So that's how relationships bridge. So I would recommend, look, if you have to distance yourself from relationships, and I'd recommend this in a psychic reading, we'll do it. That's your own information platform. That's your spirit guides telling you it's not right for you to be there. So distance yourself. I isolated myself for a number of years because if I was caught up in a situation I didn't want to be in, I'd continue to go down into the bottom of the barrel because my mental health was quite severely not that good. My nutrition wasn't very good for a start. Don't wake up, drink coffee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and not eat food. That is really bad for your mental health. That nutrition is one thing that's very important for your mental health, as is I'm going to say protein powder, isolate, and omega-3, very important, as is the One Greens is really important if you just want supplements for your mental health, as are multiple supplements out there. Use your own information platform. If you want information about specifics for you, contact me, because I can get you details about what is specific for you, because we all have, because I will channel what's right for you as an individual. So that's all I really wanted to say. Relationships are fluid, life is fluid, everything is really fluid. Even the way you operate within fixed situations like at work, it's very fluid. It all comes down to your creativity and that's how you create from your place of perspective, and you bring that into the world and create your own universe. That's what you attract through relationships, life situations, jobs, by creating your own universe from your point of attraction. And I'll talk about the law of attraction later on. So thank you very much.